I'm Rob Lane. I'm the author illustrator of the graphic novel titled Stories from the Pareidolic Realm. It's an unusual title for an unusual graphic novel. It's unusual because of the process that I used to create it. Most graphic novels will begin with a story and then it's illustrated later. This graphic novel began with the illustrations and then became a story by arranging the illustrations into a sequence that made sense. So it's an unpredictable story at best. I'll show you the process that I used and how it became the collection of stories that it is. Stories from the Pareidolic Realm, available at Amazon on Kindle. Just look it up. You can also look at my website, roblane.weebly.com, ROBBLANE.weebly.com. I start off with paper that is randomly marked. In this video, I'm showing you how I use some instant powdered tea with water. I just use a paper towel to go across, dabbing on the paper randomly, so there's no planned space or mark. Then I let it dry. After I mark up several papers, and sometimes I use melted crayon on a hot plate, and I wad the paper up and clean off the hot plate by scrubbing at it. And when I open it up, I'll have random marks of crayon, different colors. Then I cut them to a specific panel size, put them under a piece of clear lamination film, mark off the corners of the panels so I have some sort of guide for the page, and then I stare at it for a long time until I start to see some things in the random marks. Once I start to see something that makes sense or a connection, I'll start to draw lines to show what I'm looking at and what I see. Sometimes I'll put some cross hatching in it, but most of the times I just use lines to show the image. And then once I've got those laminated pages with the marks on them, I'll take the lamination and shrink them down on a copier onto an 8.5 by 11. In this one, I saw a blind person with a dog and a person sitting at a table. But then I turned the whole panel over and looked at it again and saw a picture of a woman's face up close, a car in the distance, and person sitting at a table in the lower panel. So I end up with two different pages for each of these randomly marked panel pages. And I end up with page after page of completed, drawn, shaded, cross-hatched, colored pages of stories. I arrange the pictures into what looks like a meaningful story, a sequence that makes sense, and I ended up with the graphic novel. Here's how I ended with the graphic novel called Stories from the Pareidolic Realm. And the reason it's called Pareidolic Realm is because that's where I found these images, in the realm of using pareidolia.